I'm going to start with the bottom one first. When you're making these things, even though you might be in front of the camera or even filming someone else, it's not about you. It's about the people. It's about your audience. Now, that's a massive thing to think about, because you also might be a bit, I guess, intimidated or worried about maybe if you're going to be doing a lot of what like Dave does, you know, standing in front of the camera and talking about things, it can be a little bit intimidating at first. So you can be like, well, you know, I don't feel like I'm that charismatic and I can't, you know, present something as well. But you can forget all that, because it's about you adding value to your client and sharing with them your information so they can benefit from it. And again, it's a story. A story is everything, and everyone has a story to tell. That's why my company is called Story Lab, because I think that is what our whole civilization is built on. You know, from the time people were drawing on cave walls and grunting at each other, it was like, hey, I found some food. You should go find it over here. Or, hey, there's a saber-toothed tiger down there. Don't go down there. You know, or the story of how I survived it, or something like that. And it's just evolved to the point now where it's like, you know, I've got an iPhone 4 and I want you to know the technical details of it. You know, it's still the same thing. Now, this is an important thing as well. It's about showing and not telling. Again, I'll use websites as an example. People get on there and just, you know, tell you everything they've ever done. You know, it's not about that. If you've got a product, show them how it works. If you want to make a tutorial about it, show them. You know, it's better to show everything. I mean, when I was at acting school, that's what they told us. Like, don't get up there and tell me how good you are at something. Show them how good you are at something. Now, now we're going to go into details about the actual types of scripts that you will go through, and what to write and what to prepare. So Dave's going to talk about sales, because it's a bit of a gun.
Okay, so we'll start off with video sales letters. For those of you who don't know, that's John Carlton, who's a really well-known copywriter.
I thought it was Richard Gere.
He does look a
look like Richard Gere.
I think people talk about what is copywriting. When you think about the copy on your website, they call it salesmanship in print. So when I think about what is, what is video? Video is salesmanship in video. So it gives you the opportunity to bring the salesman back and have it in a very automated fashion. The good thing about writing sales letters, people used to use direct mail, and still do, and you mail things out to clients to try and sell them on something, and it's salesmanship in print. The reason you did that is because you can get your message out very quickly rather than having to pick up the phone and call each client. So that's why that was effective. But now, with the introduction of video, it's even better, because now you can go back to having the salesmanship in video, which is where we sell. That's when you can incorporate stories. I think stories, as Ben said, are key. A lot of what I do, I usually like to start with a story whenever we start a presentation, and I'll finish with a story as well. So at the end of the day, that'll be another story that you'll look forward to. I like to tell stories, because stories are how people learn, and that's how they get hooked in and engaged. So if you can create an engaging story, then people start to listen, and then you start to embed in what it is that you're trying to tell them as far as selling them. You use the story to hook them and draw them in, then you drop the nuggets of what it is that they need to know. So it's just like traditional copy. A lot of people think when they're on video, that's why scripting is so important. And I'll script all of my videos out, and I know Ed Dale, who Rob does a lot of work with, he's a little bit different. I know he does a lot more stuff on the fly, but he still has a process of things that he will cover. So I'm a little bit different. Some people need to script out the entire script as to what they're going to say word for word, and they need to rehearse it till it feels natural. Some people, once they really know the material inside and out, can use bullet points. So in my office, behind, and we'll show some photos of my little video recording studio, we have a whiteboard that's behind the camera, and I think about what I'm going to talk about, and then I bullet point down what it is that I'm going to cover. I have that written behind, and as I sit there, I'll read a bullet point, do a little bit. Ben taught me a technique where after I covered a little bit, I just stop there for a second, catch my breath, do whatever I need to do, and then I'll continue, and it makes editing really easy. Ben will go into that sort of stuff for you. So when you watch my videos, it feels like, wow, Dave's a one-take wonder. He goes all the way through, and it happens perfectly every time. But that video, that first one, that podcast interviews video, and I said it as a little bit of a joke. I think one of the sections, I had to punch that out about 50 times or something like that before I got it. And then the flow, and then the end, you don't see that. Sometimes you look at like an Apple video looks so clean and simple, and we had someone comment this in one of our other workshops. They said, I just want something simple like the Apple video. What you don't know is the whole system that goes on behind that video is incredibly intricate. They've got such a good system that it makes it look simple. Good sales is about making things look simple, even though a lot of thought's gone into it.